nothing stands out.
Of all those contacts, nothing really just came out and jumped out at us as being suspicious or unusual. These people had alibis.
2 weeks pass. As Greco continues his investigation, Canyon Lake is in an uproar. A brutal crime like Norma Davis's murder is unknown here. Its terrified residents are pressuring the police to find the killer quickly. Among Canyon Lake's fearful is June Roberts, a 66-year-old widow who, like Norma Davis, lives alone.
June, did you forget about the card game?
A concerned friend finds June at home, dead. The victim of another brutal murder.
It was surreal. It was surreal to have seen two violently murdered elderly females within 2 weeks of one another.
Investigators discover significant similarities between this crime scene and that of Norma Davis. June, like Norma, has been killed with an item from her own home. Like Norma, she's been strangled with a phone cord, but instead of being stabbed, her skull has been fractured by a wine decanter.
She struggled and she fought. And I don't think it was easy. I don't think it was as easy for the killer the second time than it was the first time.
Again, there's no sign of forced entry, and nothing of value seems to be missing. Police do find June's purse in the laundry room, open with credit cards strewn on top of the dryer. But they don't believe the killer stole any of the contents.
It had all the earmarks showing the person that did the first one very likely did the second one.
I felt that it was just too coincidental for two elderly females to be killed within close proximity of one another and it not be related.
Greco fears the worst. A serial killer with a hatred of elderly women may be on the loose.
Once there were 2 murders of elderly women in Canyon Lake that was supposed to be secure, Canyon Lake erupted.
Here's police department, you know?
After June Roberts' murder, the phones were ringing off the wall.
Okay, what did he look like?
Canyon Lake citizens flood the police with tips.
Yes, I realize you're very upset. We're gonna...
So many that a special tip line is created to field them all.
Do you know what he was wearing when you saw him?
Most turn out to be about the innocuous actions of delivery men or unfamiliar neighbors.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, I'll go ahead and take your information. A lot of the residents were afraid, and I think that's why a lot of people were calling in anything and everything.
Detectives follow up on as many of the leads as possible. One holds particular intrigue. That a satanic cult is operating in Canyon Lake. Pentagrams have been mysteriously etched on the golf course. Since exactly 2 weeks separated the 2 murders, detectives explore the possibility that Norma and June were victims of ritual slayings.
And this came to us, could this be some sort of connection? Is there some sort of cycle that they're on? Could this be tied in with this cult idea? Could this be something that cults are doing every 2 weeks?
Investigators learn, however, that
That's
the
blood.
pentagrams are mere